Testing 1, 2. All right, so I'm here on a Saturday, and let me fix my hat. Don't worry, I'm gonna edit all this steering column. So let's get into it. Listen, there's I got an issue with my steering, and you can hear it. I'm gonna pause the video and turn it around. It's like Elantra. This happens to be a 2011 Sonata hybrid. So first thing I'm gonna do is we gotta begin to take the steering wheel or the steering column, all the covering. We have to take all this stuff off. So we're gonna remove this, this, and this, and then we'll come back. In order to take the bottom of the steering cover off, before I do it, I just want to let you guys know that it's a Phillips head screw here, and you have to keep the battery connected so you can turn the wheel, and it's a Phillips screw here, it looks like, because we're trying to get to the steering motor. The steering motor has a little plastic piece that has to be replaced. I'll come back with the name. Okay, so this plastic cover is just held in with some clips. Comes right out. It's got two screws, one here and one here. Yeah. Okay. To get to that screw I'm telling you about, centerpiece, just think I should show you. Let's be comprehensive. This piece, which was on this side, it just pops up. This side was a little tougher, but it just literally pops up like that. And once it pops up, you have access to the screws inside. And this is a cover piece. It covers the screw for this one. So I'm gonna take this off, which I already got the screw out. And once I take this off, I'll be able to take that off. Okay, so apparently to get this piece off, yeah. Let's see, there's one more clip that was here. So because I guess it comes straight out this way, kind of comes this way, it wasn't the screw that was holding it, it was actually the clip. But by taking this off, I could wiggle this so I wouldn't break the clip. And we all know, once you break the clip, it's a done deal. Okay, so we got the plate right here. It's held with, these are 10s, 10 millimeters. It's not American. And yeah, so got all these off, using that right there. Comes in handy if you got one of those, or you can just use a socket. It's all the same shite. Okay, this is the bottom plate that supports it, and that's off. Okay, so took out the instrument cluster. Now if I have to drop the steering column, these are the bolts that I have to drop it with. And if I have to drop it, I'll just drop it. Even if I lower it just a little bit, it shouldn't be a big problem. We'll see. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're almost there. We're trying to get to this part. Okay, so it looks like the fuse box does have to come off because there's really no other way to get a hand inside here. So had to take off all these wires, and it's pretty easy. Usually the wiring harness only fits one particular way. Just got to pay attention to it as it's coming out. And yeah, we're gonna take off this fuse box, and hopefully we'll be able to get to this motor now. Good look at the motor. This is the motor right here. This is the power steering motor. This is what electrically assists you when turning the wheel, and it's actually a pretty good design. I'm looking at the changes. I got a 99. This is a 2011, so it's 10-year difference, and it looks like steering has gone totally electric, and I like it because instead of having a reservoir in the front in the engine, as long as you got battery power, you got steering power. So just got to get it looks like a hex. These are hex bolts. Okay, so it looks like we got a small hook there. You can see it. And I like that hook. That's a nice little hook that they put in there. And it kind of catches it, supports the steering column, because this whole thing is pretty heavy. And all you got to do is slide it towards the back of the car. And it slides right out. So what's in the way of dropping it all the way is this thing right here. This is our heating. Okay, so apparently this piece, just unscrew it right there and it pops right out. It's just a plastic heating vent. If it breaks, I'm probably sure that it's either one of them things you're not going to replace or it's going to be expensive. Okay, let me channel my French energy. Voila. Here we go. This is the culprit. It's a steering motor. It's just an electric motor. And it's a $3 part that I had to take all this stuff off in order to get to it. Side note, the instrument cluster does not have to come out, but I take off all the plastic stuff that needs to be taken off, because once that stuff breaks, there's no really replacing it. Who wants to pay $100 for a piece of plastic? It gets annoying after a while. But yeah, now we're gonna take the motor off and we're gonna get at this little plastic steering coupler that's inside there. Stay tuned. And we're gonna take the motor off, and the motor comes apart here, and this is in fact a T30. Comes right off with a T30. The big bolts, not the little bolts. Don't make the same mistake I made. Just got to take these are hex nuts, T30. Pick this set up at AutoZone. And it's a pretty good set, actually. I like the holder. It's always important to get something with a good holder to keep the stuff handy so you can use it. Stay tuned. Okay. Focus. Can we focus? There we go. So that's what it looks like when it starts to make the noise. Oh, this shit it's all eaten up in here. Yeah. Pretty much fried. Not something that you want to let sit like that, you know. And as you can plainly see by looking at this, that noise was telling me that this thing called a steering coupler prevents metal-to-metal contact here. Right, let's focus. Let's pull back a little bit. That wire's getting in the way. From here to the metal that's inside here, as you can see. So it needs to be replaced. Picked up a bottle of air. Ain't that something? Yeah. Compressed air. You can only find it in an electronics place. It'll make it easy to clean this out. All right, that's what it looks like, all cleaned out. Get all the rubber off. I don't think keeping the rubber up there is good. So took all that off as best as I could. Use a scraper and the compressed air. Now we're gonna put it back together. Stay tuned. Okay, so we put Humpty Dumpty halfway back together. Steering column's back up. That's basically how you drop a steering column. That hasn't changed in about maybe 30 years. This fuse box is a little different. You can take the whole fuse box off. I kind of like that. That's good. You get it right out the way. Old fuse boxes, you couldn't really pull them out like that. This thing is modular. Plug and play. So, test of it is no more noise. And that's all Hyundais are nice and quiet, nice and smooth. And just for a side note, ladies, gentlemen, there's just a little plastic piece in there. So any resistance that you have to turning the wheel, like being against the curb or turning the wheel unnecessarily while you're stopped, it's really not good. Okay, we got the instrument cluster back in. As you can see, doors open and trunk's open. So that's working. And if we start it, now we got the normal noises that come on when I start it and I need gas. So that's done. 72,946. Fuse box is back in. No making no funny popping noises. Make sure when you put these clips or these harnesses in that you actually hear a click. Like everything has a click to it. If it doesn't click, it's not really in there correctly. All right. So when you take the fuse box off, you got to disconnect the battery, which I did. Okay, finished product. Everything is back together, just as it should be. It's just a big puzzle. It comes apart a certain way, it goes back a certain way. However you take it apart, that's how you got to put it back together. I guess that's the gift of being a mechanic.